Good afternoon, Arc Nation. Rick Bloom from Brush Athletics here with another coaching interview, and today we will bring you some talk with head men's soccer coach Mike DiMatteo, now in his 27th year, correct, of coaching a little bit of the girls and then transition to the boys. And so the first thing I'm thinking of is, how do you keep things fresh and challenging and sort of new, when you're in your 27th season? And part two of that question, have the student athletes changed much from, 20 years ago, maybe to today?
Yeah, so, the big thing about keeping it fresh and stuff is obviously every 4 years we get a new group of players, and obviously there's different challenges with the new group that comes in. I'm excited about this year's group. We have, 11 or 12 freshmen, which we haven't had since probably the 2017 class the class that graduated in 2021. So it's kind of nice to have that bigger class and try to do things with them to get them prepared for the next 4 years as the upperclassmen kind of leave through the program. So that's been a fun part of it. Like I said, having a big group of freshmen that we haven't had in a while.
How have the student athletes changed maybe? Soccer is soccer, right? You're teaching a lot of the same techniques, but have the players themselves changed where maybe you have to find your way to them in a little different fashion?
Yeah, I think that's been a big change too. Like I know when we started, we had a big youth program. It's kind of died down a lot. I know like our youth program doesn't necessarily, they take from other communities a little bit more than they used to. So, some of the kids that are playing for South Eagle Soccer Club aren't necessarily coming to Memorial and Brush. They go to Cleveland Heights, they go to Mayfield, they go to Beechwood. So, not having that big group of kids coming through the youth program, like I said, I've been fortunate to have a big group this year, but I think in the past we had the kids coming through, like they grew up together. Like they were together in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way to 12th grade. And, more recently we just kind of have a mishmash of students, that haven't come necessarily K through 12 through our school program.
Okay, and last night, of course, out at Luray, you guys registered a dominating 7-0 victory. That puts you at 5-1-1. Is that something of a little bit of a surprise, or did you kind of expect that you would be at that record at this point in the year?
Well, as I mentioned before, we're not having like big classes coming through per se. We only graduated like 3 seniors last year, so most of the players that pretty much everyone but one senior. One of the seniors was my only starters last year. So we had 10 returning starters. So I figured that we'd be a little bit stronger just because they had all last year to play together. We still were sorting out some positions here and there, but I would be happy if I was 6-1 or 6-0-1. I thought Akron North, we lost 1-0 in a very close game. One of the better teams on our schedule. I think we could have maybe got a tie out of that. I think we hit the crossbar in the early part of the game. Maybe we could have got a goal there. And then obviously Bedford tying them, I thought we probably could have got a W there. But, the 5 wins, I felt pretty good that, we would have won those 5 games that we did win.
Now, not referring to this season, but in other seasons, maybe when you hit a little bit of a losing streak, 2, 3, 4 games, what kinds of things do you do to deal with a struggling team, and how do you sort of keep their motivations up?
I think just kind of keep doing a lot of the stuff that we weren't doing well, keep reinforcing that at practice, like, making sure we hit our traps, making sure we hit our crosses, make sure we know we are on the field. So, because like a soccer, we could lose the game 1-0. It could be just one mistake that we made in 80 minutes and we end up losing. So I guess, try to keep their focus like, hey, let's try to limit those mistakes. Let's try to get a goal and maybe we can win those games 1-0 instead of losing them 1-0. I said Akron North was a good example of that, So we were in that game. They were probably definitely a little bit better than us, but had we scored in that first couple minutes, maybe they don't score later and we win that game 1-0. So that's the thing about soccer. You never know. You never know what's going to happen in a game. I said you can make one mistake and I'm losing 1-0 and it's just not your night.
For Brush fans coming out to Korb Field for the rest of this season, what can they expect to see? Who are some of the leaders that have emerged for you this year? And are there a surprise or two that, maybe you didn't expect them to be playing this well this early?
Offense, obviously, you said we scored 7 goals last night. Stephen Forges and Noah Boyd have kind of really taken the offensive load for us. We kind of knew going into the season that they were going to be our goal scorers, and I think they have like 8 or 9 goals each. I think Stephen has 9 and Noah has 8, or vice versa. So they're definitely our high point getters right now. Probably our biggest surprise is Dominic Taylor in goal. We ran through 3 preseason games, and it it just wasn't quite working in the back for us. And we moved him. He wanted to say, I want to play goalie to kind of help us out. We did lose his skill in the field, but he's had, I think, three, like other than the Akron North 1-0 game, he's had 3 shutouts. 3 of the last 4 games, he's had shutouts for us. He'll be definitely tested tomorrow against Twinsburg, who's one of the top 10 teams in Cleveland. But like I said, we'll see how he does. And I'm looking forward to a good game tomorrow with Twinsburg.
Fantastic, Coach. I just want to thank you for spending some time with us. And Arc Nation, you really need to get out to Quogue Field and see the boys soccer team in action. And we hope to see you out there real soon. Coach, thank you. Appreciate it.